Hey guys, it's coffee time. And I don't know if you remember, but I said that today I would talk about our trip, and I will. This talking about the trip will probably span multiple episodes because we started in Portugal and wound up in Ireland. So today I think I'm only going to be able to talk about Portugal, which means this is going to be a 14 episode long thing probably. Whoa, whoa. There might be breaks in between. I don't know. But yeah, so just to tell you about our trip, like a little bit in general about our trip, it was me, my brother, my sister in law, and her brother. And originally, I feel bad because originally it was going to be just Jared and Amanda, my brother and sister in law. Originally, it was just going to be them. And then Tyler and I were like, that sounds like a great trip. Man, we really want to do something like that someday. And they were like, well, do you guys want to, I mean, if you can raise the money, you can totally come. And we went, okay. So we saved up money for a really long time. Finally got to go. It was the summer of my freshman year of college. I loved it so much. Oh, it was the best trip ever. I want to go on another one so badly. But so, very first place that we landed was Portugal. Lisbon, Portugal. And, I'm surprised that more people don't visit Portugal or talk about visiting Portugal because it's gorgeous. Like, oh, we loved it. It was the perfect first place to go. Even though we landed, their streets are like this. um, just in Lisboa. In Sintra, it wasn't like that. But we landed, got off the plane, backpacks, and man, we had a workout the second we got there trying to find our hostel. We were like walking up streets like this, just like dying. And we finally got to our hostel, and they had no record of us. Which you guys should know, Amanda is like a super intense planner. So she had everything planned out. She had all of our paperwork. Like it was all just like so organized and ready to go. We got there and she was like, no. And was like, paper. I booked this so long ago. And they were like, oops. And it's kind of sad because that hostel, well, we got to stay there the second day. But that hostel was super cool. So, yeah, another thing you guys should know is we only stayed, each place that we went, we only stayed for a day or two. Just because we were covering so much land. And something that Amanda kept saying over and over and over again that kind of became a funny trope in the group was, this isn't a vacation, it's an adventure. It wound up sounding super epic in my head every time. But, yeah, so we were like constantly moving. But they were able to put us up in a different hostel that was, not too far away, I don't think. But, it was far enough away that we got to see basically the other side of the city because we had walked around one side of the city being like trying to find the hostel, and then it was like, oh, you just need to go over there, and we were like, oh god. But the entire place, the entire town was like marble streets, and there were people constantly cleaning, and we were like, man, no wonder this place looks so nice. Like everybody was outside cleaning all the time. And I think we were joking that part of it had to do with the pigeon population because there were pigeons everywhere. But it was really bizarre. Like the whole place just kind of like shone, and it wasn't very touristy at all, but everybody was very nice. Nice in a standoffish way, of course, but nice enough that like Jared and Amanda know Spanish. None of us know Portugal. I knew, still the only word that I know is obrigado, which is thank you. That's the only thing that I know in Portuguese. And, but yeah, everybody was willing to help us out a lot. So when we got lost, which we did, they were able to help us get to where we needed to be. And it was my first time ever being in a place where I was a minority and I had no idea like what anybody was saying. And it was the coolest feeling ever. And it's not something that I got sick of for the entire 2 months. Like, it was pretty rad. And I think part of that, of course, was having 3 other people who spoke English to talk to. Like, but no, it was super cool. Like, everywhere that we went, we took the time to make sure that we knew how to say, like, please and thank you. and just like a couple of things that we should know how to do, because we knew that we weren't going to be going to restaurants and stuff. We were going to be making our own food if possible to save money. So, but yeah, so Lisbon is the perfect first place to go. It was just like gorgeous. There weren't a ton of people, and so we were able to sleep in the hostel we were supposed to stay in was able to put us up in. Oh, the other thing that was weird is that there were Australians everywhere. We were like, nobody in America ever talks about going to Portugal, but apparently Australians love it. Like, we met so many people who were like, oh yeah, I've been planning on coming to just Portugal for a really long time. And we were like, that's awesome because it's great, but that's so weird that we don't really talk about it in America at all. So yeah, the second day we were going to be leaving on a train. So we hopped a bus and went to Sintra and walked around like the Moorish castles. The Moorish influence is really heavy, like in their architecture and stuff, like everywhere that we went. But we were able to walk around the castles and take pictures and stuff. And there were so many situations at that castle where we were like, man, people probably die here a lot just because of the way that it's laid out. And there aren't like a whole lot of areas that are like, don't go over here, this is falling apart. Like, we'd walk over someplace and be like, ooh. But it was super cool. Really liked it. And yeah, Sintra was another place where like it felt touristy, but there were no tourists. So we were like, this is kind of cool. Like, I feel like we're special. We're the only ones. And we met a dude. What did we call him? We came up with names for everybody. Travel journal. What did we call him? Cannot remember. Got dinner. I got to have alcohol in public, which was weird. Yeah, wasn't of age in America at that point, but I could have alcohol in Portugal, and I was like, this is weird. I talked about how cool it was for a really long time. We got so sweaty that we came up with the term, I'm feeling a little Portuguese, which is not something that we made a point to not say that very often because realized that it could come off as being really offensive. Vincente! That's what we call him. He was this dude. Okay, this is awesome. This is a great way to round off my Portugal section. So he was this dude with a cane, who, when we were in Sintra, we were walking around and we were looking for this specific thing. And this guy came up super creepy behind us and goes, what are you looking for? And we like jumped and we were like, oh no, we're good. We know, because we had just asked for directions. So we were like, no, we're good. We know where we're going. Thank you. And he was like, okay. And then we like ran away. And literally, like, we had walked so far. We were so far away from that original point, and we rounded a corner, and he was there again, and he goes, what are you looking for? Really intensely. And we were like, ah! This happened 3 times. Not twice. 3 times. And the 3rd time we were like, I think he's a witch. Like, it was so weird. It was the most bizarre thing ever. But for the rest of the trip, of course, we were going, what are you looking for? To one another. And it was awesome. I feel kind of bad because obviously, like, he was trying to help. But at the same time, I think at that point we had been scammed once already. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, we were like, we knew not to accept, like, to ask for help rather than to accept help, because the number of times while we were on this trip that people were like, do you need help with something? And we'd go, yeah, that would be great. And then they'd be like, so you're gonna pay me, right? It was so often. We'd be like, nope, bye. Awkward. But yeah, so that was Portugal. We weren't there for very long, but I highly recommend Portugal. To anybody who wants to go someplace that's super chill and really nice. Lisboa is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and I loved it. Um, and yeah, if anybody's looking for a place to go for a while, you should go there. And that's my Lisbon, my Portugal section. And at the end of that point, we were on a train. We were on a train going to Madrid. Ow, ow! Madrid had so many stories. So many stories in Madrid. But I'll save that for another time since I've talked for over 10 minutes. Okay. Anywho, so, I promised, and I delivered. This has been coffee time. Yeah. Bye.